Again. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to uncover a secret that's been buried for millions of years? To brush away the dust and find the bones of an animal so strange, so incredible it changes everything we thought we knew? Well, get ready, because that's exactly what just happened. We're constantly learning that the world of dinosaurs was even wilder and more diverse than we ever dreamed. These weren't just big, scaly lizards, they were complex, fascinating animals with adaptations that can still blow our minds today. Every new fossil is like a puzzle piece adding another layer to a picture that's been developing for over 100 million years. It's a journey back in time, and we just got a brand new ticket. Picture this, a massive predator stalking through ancient floodplains, but this isn't your average Tyrannosaurus rex. This creature has something special, something that sets it apart. It carries a giant, bizarre structure on its back, a sail of skin, a sail of bone reaching for the prehistoric sky. Our story begins in a place you might not expect, the windswept, arid landscapes of modern-day Morocco, aerial of the vast Sahara Desert dunes and rocky plains under a blistering sun. But 95 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous period, this was a completely different world. A massive river system, lush floodplains, sprawling mangrove swamps, deep channels teeming with life. The Kem group was a superhighway for some of the biggest and baddest predators. A dangerous place, a river of giants, a top spot to hunt fossils. Routine expedition called in University of Casablanca Natural History Museum of London, first hint of something extraordinary. Local fossil collectors scanning a rocky outcrop noticed something unusual. Not a Carcharodontosaurus tooth, not a Spinosaurus bone. It was tall, flattened vertebral spines, unlike anything seen, arranged in a perfect eerie line like pickets. Team called in and the real work began. So what did the banner hunter actually look like? Based on the skeleton, about 40% complete, paleontologists have painted a stunning picture. Vexillovenator saharicus was a formidable predator. It stretched an estimated 38 feet from snout to tail. That puts it in the same size class as some famous large carnivores, a true heavyweight. It walked on two powerful hind legs. Its skeleton suggests a robust, muscular build. Not a sleek runner, more of a powerful ambusher. Its arms were relatively strong, tipped with sharp claws. Its head was long and somewhat narrow, not as crocodile-like as Spinosaurus. The jaw fragment we have shows mixed tooth shapes. Some teeth are conical, good for piercing and holding. Others are blade-like and serrated, perfect for slicing flesh. That dental toolkit suggests it wasn't picky, a generalist predator. It could hunt land dinosaurs or snatch large fish from river edges. An opportunist, king of its Cretaceous swamp domain. But the real showstopper is that sail. Neural spines ran down its back, especially long over hips and lower back. Some spines were over 4 feet tall. They were flattened side to side like blades supporting a huge skin web. The structure was rigid and imposing, a permanent, towering fixture. Let's zoom in on this incredible sail because it's truly a masterpiece of natural engineering. The individual spines that form its framework are not just simple rods of bone. When scientists examined them up close, they found the surfaces were covered in grooves and channels. These are telltale signs of where blood vessels would have been in the living animal. This means the sail was not just a dead, bony structure. It was alive. It was flushed with blood, which means the skin covering it would have been rich in color and could have changed in intensity. Imagine this giant predator able to flash its sail with vibrant reds, oranges, or blues. It would have been a breathtaking sight. The structure of the sail is also fascinatingly complex. As mentioned, it wasn't a single uniform curve. The spines over the shoulders created a high peak, which then dipped down in the middle of the back before rising again into an even larger, broader crest over the hips. This bilobed or double sail appearance is something we haven't really seen before in a large predatory dinosaur. Why the dip? Why the massive fan over the hips? Scientists think this complex shape may have allowed for more flexibility in the animal's torso than a single rigid sail would have. It could have been the perfect compromise between having a huge display structure and still being an agile, effective hunter. Think about the sheer size of this thing. When Vexillovenator stood tall, the peak of its sail would have been nearly 15 feet off the ground. That's as high as a giraffe. So, the million-dollar question is, why lug around a giant sail on your back? I mean, it seems like a lot of extra weight and honestly a pretty big target. Scientists have been debating the function of dinosaur sails for decades, and Vexillovenator has just added a fascinating new voice to the conversation. Now, the leading theory for these kinds of structures is that they were primarily for display. On-screen graphic display, thermoregulation, species recognition. In the animal kingdom, looking impressive is half the battle. This enormous, possibly colorful sail would have been an unmistakable signal to other dinosaurs, to intimidate rivals, to ward off other predators, to attract a mate. It was a giant billboard saying, "I'm here, I'm healthy, and I'm in charge." Another popular theory is thermoregulation, using the sail to control body temperature. The idea is that the huge surface area filled with blood vessels could act like a giant radiator. If the dinosaur was too hot, it could stand in the breeze and let the sail cool its blood. If it was cold, it could angle the sail towards the sun to soak up heat and warm up faster. This would have been a huge advantage for a large animal. However, some scientists are skeptical of this for Vexillovenator. Its sail is so uniquely shaped, with the dip in the middle, that it might not have been as efficient a radiator as the simple, broad sails of other animals, Dimetrodon. A third possibility, which is kind of tied into the display theory, is species recognition. The Chem-Chem ecosystem was crowded with large predators. So, Vexillovenator wasn't the only dinosaur with a sail. Its most famous relative is the mighty Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. Visual silhouette comparison of Vexillovenator, Spinosaurus, and Ouranosaurus, highlighting different sail shapes. Spinosaurus lived in the exact same time and place as our new banner hunter. For a long time, Spinosaurus was the undisputed king of sailed dinosaurs. It was even longer than T-Rex. It had a huge semicircular sail on its back. It had a crocodile-like snout and a paddle-like tail, suggesting it was highly aquatic. The discovery of Vexillovenator shows Spinosauridae was more diverse than we knew. It wasn't just one type of giant semi-aquatic predator. There was a whole variety experimenting with different lifestyles. When we compare Vexillovenator to Spinosaurus, the differences are striking. Spinosaurus's sail was formed by incredibly long, thin spines. Those spines created a massive fin, perfect for slicing through water or for display. Its teeth were conical, ideal for gripping slippery fish. Vexillovenator is different. Its sail is broader and more complex in shape. Its teeth are a mix of slicing and piercing types. This suggests they weren't in direct competition for the exact same food. Spinosaurus, the specialized fisherman spending most of its time in the water. The discovery of Vexillovenator saharicus isn't just exciting, it's significant because it helps us understand the evolutionary relationships within the Spinosaurid family. Before this find, the family tree was a bit sparse. We had the giant Spinosaurus from Africa, the smaller Baryonyx from Europe with its huge thumb claw, and a few other fragmentary species from around the world. Vexillovenator fits into this family, but it also complicates it in the best way possible. It shows there was a whole branch of these dinosaurs in Africa we were unaware of, a branch that was experimenting with different body plans. Visual repeat, simplified Spinosauridae family tree diagram with Vexillovenator branch by analyzing Vexillovenator's skeleton, the shape of its hip bones, the details of its vertebrae, and the structure of its skull. Paleontologists can run complex computer analyses to see how it relates to other species. Initial results suggest Vexillovenator belongs to Spinosaurini, making it a closer relative of Spinosaurus itself than of Baryonyx. However, it seems to have split off from the direct lineage leading to Spinosaurus quite early on. It represents an older, separate evolutionary path that also resulted in a giant, sail-backed predator, but one that followed a different set of rules. This tells us the evolution of giantism and sails in this family wasn't a one-time event. The discovery of Vexillovenator saharicus is a monumental achievement, but in many ways it's just the beginning of the story. The skeleton we have is only 40% complete. This means there are still huge gaps in our knowledge. We don't have a complete skull. Exact head shape and diet are up for debate. We don't have its forelimbs. We can only guess how powerful its arms were. Every missing bone is a question mark, a mystery waiting to be solved. The hunt is far from over. Paleontologists are already planning new expeditions to the site, and to similar rock formations across North Africa. Are there more Vexillovenator individuals out there? Are there fossils of juveniles that could show how the sail grew? Did the sail look different in males and females? These questions will drive the next phase of research. The desert still holds many secrets. The story of this dinosaur is just getting started. And what about the sail itself? We have theories, but we don't know for sure what it was used for. Future studies, computer models to test aerodynamics, computer simulations to test how the sail radiated heat, microscopic analysis of bone texture to reveal growth rates, chemical analysis of bone to reveal diet or metabolism. The bones of Vexillovenator are a prehistoric crime scene. but it's a reminder that the greatest discovery might still be out there, waiting for the next adventurer to brush away the dust. The search continues.